Good afternoon, everybody on YouTube. This is Wesley Rudd with Rudd Welding, Rudd Manufacturing and Custom Welding here in Tyler, Texas. I just recently posted I'll say recently, it's been a little bit, but I posted a video on my double Hoosier pole up here, and I had a nice gentleman ask if I could do a review on my Chisholm lead reels that I have right here. He said he was wanting to purchase a set and was asking about them. So I love these reels. They're really great. They're adjustable here. You've got this set screw. You can adjust your free spool on it, so when you go to yank on it, you don't just run all your lead down out on the ground. That's pretty nice. This one, though, has gotten kind of the point where it's still pretty loose, and you can tell I've already run most of the thread out. Originally, they had the positive and the negative switched. They had the, well, you can't see the sticker there, but you can see there it's got the positive on the bottom and the negative on the top. I have more lead on my positive. I wanted it on the top for some reason, so I just switched the knobs so you could tell the difference. And then a nice man at Matheson and Tyler was like, here, you need some red tape. So he put some tape on my positive lead. Cool, whatever. But yeah, I like these reels. He was wanting to know how they isolate it. It's pretty simple. What they do is they've got these blocks here, and there's a plastic shim in between and a plastic washer here to isolate. And so basically there is a lug, let's see if I can find it, on the back right down there at the bottom that your lead goes to. So you bolt to that, and then of course you bolt your lead up right here on this. They originally had this where the nut was on the inside. I didn't like that because it was gonna, you know, it was gonna mess up how I spooled my wire up on there. My lead wasn't gonna spool up evenly with it on there, so I flipped them. You could probably find a way to run out, come out here and do it, attach it on the back side even if you wanted to. No big deal. The only thing I do not like about these leads is there's no way to lock them. I'm about to the point where I'm going to either start running a security cable through and putting a lock on there, or I've been thinking about making a bar that came through this right here to the other side, and the same thing on the bottom with a rod that goes down between that I can put a lock on so that they can't just free spool my lead off. And the other thing is if you'll notice, I got two different latches on here. Well, that's because when I switched trucks from my old original rig to this rig, I didn't want to take the time to unspool all my lead off to switch rigs, so I left it on there, and it was bolted to the other truck. And when I went to pull the bolts out, I pulled the last bolt out and it fell, and this knob right here, you can tell it's got a little chip taken out of it, caught on a bolt on the welding machine, caught on one of these on the side somewhere. And apparently these pins are just made out of plastic, and it sheared my clip off. So I went up to Matheson in town and bought a spring latch, and instead of grinding it off, you know, because that would be useless, instead of grinding it off, putting a new one on there, I just pulled the pin out and put a new pin in there, and it works just fine, like it is. Eventually I will go back and I'll switch this one out. It'll probably get broken at some point, and I'll switch it out. What I do to keep the leads from just flopping around everywhere is when I loop it up, I'll pull a loop and just double it over itself. You can kind of see that way it doesn't just flop around everywhere. You can tell I've also got quick connects on there, so my stinger and my ground clamp aren't hanging out all the time. Yeah, as far as Chisholm lead reels, I bought this one because I like the double stack better than you could get the single reels where you have a left pole and a right pole, and they're totally independent, but I didn't like that because that was going to take up room over here and room over there. With this double stack like this, it's really nice because it's all in one spot. I just have to reach around. The only bad thing about it is I have to reach around to get to my outlets and everything on here. It's no big deal. I can deal with that. It's kind of cramped on this. This is a pipeliner bed. Pipeliner beds aren't necessarily the best for custom welding, so it's kind of cramped on here with this bed. But anyway, yeah, I would say other than the pins and the fact that you can't lock it up, like I said, you can always run a cable through here, loop it around here, and run down and loop it around here and put a lock on it. Just something, the main thing that I want is to keep somebody from walking up, grabbing my lead and getting a good yank and yanking as much off at a time as they can, and then just cutting it and running off with what they could get. I have not had any problems out of it yet as far as theft, but I don't want to start. That would not be good to start that trend. Anyway, so there's a quick review of my Chisholm lead reel. I would say go for it, get them. They're kind of pricey, at least here in town they're kind of pricey, but they're definitely worth it. It definitely beats what they did on this rig originally. They had their machine facing the driver's side, like a pipeliner rig, of course, and then they had these holes here that they had their leads were coiled up in there, and they came up through there to go to their welder. And I already had the lead reel when I went to this truck, so I didn't need this space over here. It's a great storage box that I can throw all my crap in. And then I've got my reel over here, and besides that, I wanted my machine facing this way anyway. But yeah, definitely go for it. It's worth a bit of money that you're going to spend on it. They isolate just fine. I never have any problems with that. I would say that probably if you're going to start getting up to extreme high amperages for an extended amount of time, you may have to go back and put a bigger block in here, because that may not last very long. I'm never running over about 150 is about the most that I'll ever run on my rig. In extreme cases, that you can kind of tell this one free spool's a little bit easier than my ground reel, which is perfectly fine. But yeah, I didn't catch your comment the other day very soon, but as soon as I found it, I said, well, I'll go ahead and make one. I'm always wanting people to tell me what they want to see. And if you have any other questions about the rig, if you want to see anything else, be sure to comment and let me know, and I'll get with it. Thank y'all. Be sure to call Rudd Manufacturing and Custom Welding in the Tyler, East Texas area for all your custom welding fabrication needs. If you have any equipment repair, emergency repair, or anything like that, give me a call at 903-747-0512. And if I don't answer, leave me a voicemail, or I will not call you back. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to cut down on scammers. Either leave me a voicemail or shoot me a text, and I'll get back with you. And like I said, give us a holler. You can also email me at ruddmanwelding@gmail.com. That's RUDDMAN welding@gmail.com. And I hope to hear from y'all soon. Thank you.